Chapter 15. The Attraction Story. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening, when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer, he gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn, dismayed, that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. J.B. Rittenhouse. Everything that comes into your life, you have attracted. Wow. Can that be true? The attraction story is based on the law of vibration and frequency. Nothing is static. Everything is in a constant motion of vibration. Even things that look solid are made up of vibrational energy fields at the quantum level. Everything you see around you is vibrating at one frequency or another, and so are you. However, your frequency is different from other things in the universe. Hence, it seems like you are separated from what you see around you, people, animals, plants, trees, and so on. But you are not separated. You are, in fact, living in an ocean of energy. We all are. We are all connected at the lowest level. Everything has its own vibrational frequency. The table, the car, the picture frame, the rock, even our thoughts and feelings. It is all governed by the law of vibration. Even a dead body vibrates. How else would it disintegrate? Our thoughts are on a certain vibrational frequency, and hence are part of the vibrating universe. The attraction story, which is based on the law of vibration, states that we attract what we are, not what we want, according to our frequency. Hence, positive energies attract positive energies and negative energies attract negative energies. We have the ability to create images in our mind, and as we create these images, we control the vibration that we're in. And that vibration sets out an attraction force, like a magnet. If you were in a room with a TV that was off, and you decided to turn it on, would the sound and picture of the station you tuned in just come into your room when you turned on your TV, or was it always there, waiting on you to tune into it? It was always there, of course. You simply got your TV receiving equipment to connect with the right frequency, and there it was, waiting for you. Your room and your life is surrounded with frequencies. Your best future is already waiting for you to tune into it. Think of an acorn that comes from a giant oak tree. That acorn is nothing but a mass of energy and a high speed of vibration. If you kept that acorn in your pocket, it would disintegrate, because it is governed by a basic law of create or disintegrate, and it would not be in an environment that is conducive to its growth. But if you plant that acorn in the earth, there are particles of that earth that are in harmonious vibration with that little mass of energy we call an acorn, and they are attracted to the acorn and add themselves to it. As it attracts more and more of the earth's particles of the same vibration, it starts to grow. The acorn's magnetic energy attracts what it needs from the soil to get bigger and bigger. The only particles the acorn can attract are the ones of a like vibration. Soon it is popping its head out from the earth and continues to attract like-minded particles from above and below the earth until it is towering, above us as an oak tree. Put 2 drops of water on a table. If you push them together, they form one bigger drop. They are attracted to each other, and every additional drop of water you add, the drop gets bigger. Do you think you could separate them back into their original drops? Of course not. They are the same vibration and have become one. You are attracting to you right now from an infinite source the things that vibrate at the same frequency as your mind. If that's a positive, directed vibration, then you'll attract positive things of a like nature. If you are holding thoughts of your own insufficiency or limitation, then that's the frequency you are tuned into, and that's what you are attracting. The universe can only, by law, give you what belongs to the frequency you put in the order for. Wow, isn't that amazing? Think about that. So, what are you putting in the order for? If your thoughts are confused, then you are going to get confused results. If you are getting the same results all the time, then you are putting in the same orders all the time. As you think, you attract. There are no limitations other than the limitations you set up in your own mind. You know people who say, I always get a cold at this time of year, and they do. You know people who always say, I'm just a lucky guy, and they are. Quote, If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out in the world we find, success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. Walter D. Wintle. So, let's take some of the mystique out of the law of attraction. Our brain deals with a colossal amount of information every second. It's keeping our body functioning, renewing our cells, digesting our food, growing our hair, nails, etc., watching our environment for danger, and on top of all that, thinking about what activity we're involved with at that time. The reticular activating system, or RAS, in our brain, is our management system. It only allows a small percentage of that information to be consciously available to us. The reticular formation has projections to the thalamus and cerebral cortex that allows it to exert some control over which sensory signals reach the cerebrum and come to our conscious attention. It plays a central role in states of consciousness like alertness and sleep. This part of your brain makes sure that your brain does not have to deal with more information than it can handle. It plays a big role in the sensory information you perceive daily. It's a gatekeeper. It only allows information through that you feel is important to you. How does it know what's important to you? By what you focus on most. Our brain is incredibly complex and needs to be in order to deal with the billions of bits of data at any given time. It controls what we are consciously aware of and all the functions of our body that we are not aware of. All that information needs to be processed, and the important or urgent bits sent to our conscious mind for evaluation and action. The reticular activating system helps with all that. The RAS is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem that filters out unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through. For example, you might be focused on a task in your home or office and concentrating on what you are doing when you suddenly become aware of the smell of smoke. Your RAS has picked up the smell, checked if it's on the register for urgent action, and if it is, cuts across everything else you are doing and alerts you. The RAS is why you can tune out a crowd full of talking people, yet immediately snap to attention when someone says your name, or something that at least sounds like it. Your RAS takes what you focus on and creates a filter for it. It then sifts through the data and presents only the pieces that are important to you. All of this happens without you noticing, of course. The RAS programs itself to work in your favor without you actively doing anything. However, you are responsible for deciding what's important, in other words, your values and your perspective. Your RAS seeks information that validates your beliefs. It filters the world through the parameters you give it, and your beliefs shape those parameters. Your RAS helps you to see what you want to see, and in doing so, influences your actions. Your RAS is closely connected to your self-image with regard to how you see the world around you, and will provide you with evidence to confirm that how you see yourself in relation to the world is true. For example, if you believe that you are unable to stand up and speak in front of other people, then your RAS will cause you to feel ill. It will deliver to you symptoms of a sick stomach, cause you to break out in a sweat, and pump up your anxiety, which in turn confirms to your self-image that public speaking just isn't for you. On the other hand, if you believe that you are just a lucky guy and always get a parking space close to the shop door, your RAS will watch for and alert you of someone walking to their car in exactly the space you wanted. Try it. It's called setting your intent. This basically means that if you focus hard on your goals, add the power of your belief and emotions to it, setting up your frequency, your RAS, working in combination with your built-in cybernetic system, will reveal and make you aware of the people, information, and opportunities that help you achieve them. When you look at it this way, the attraction story doesn't seem so mystical. Focus on the bad things, and you will invite negativity into your life. Focus on the good things, and they will come to you because your brain is seeking them out. It's not magic, it's your reticular activating system influencing the world you see around you. First, think of the goal or situation you want to influence. Now think about the experience or result you want to reach in regard to that goal or situation. This is the setting up of the emotional power to fire up your cybernetic system. The more information and emotion you can add to this image, the stronger it will become and the more accurate your feedback will be. Create a mental movie of how you picture that goal, situation ideally turning out in the future. Notice the sounds, conversations, visuals, and details of that mental movie. Feel the emotions that you will feel when it happens for real. When your vision of the future becomes so real that you can actually live it out in your head with your senses and emotions involved, then it will reveal itself to you before too long, so replay it often in your head. What you are looking for will find you, because it's looking for you too. I believe that our reticular activating system, like our cybernetic system, can be trained. It's about visualizing what we want and then letting our subconscious and conscious work together to make it happen. If we can hear our own name in a crowd of thousands, can we also tune our brain to focus on, draw our attention to, and attract the things that matter to us? I'm certain we can. That is why we need to continually refocus and remind our brain what matters and what does not. Be very careful what you focus on, because your RAS will show you things to prove that it is true, and the more proof you see, the more you will believe that it is true. The stronger your belief is, the more likely you are to tell it to yourself as a story, and we now know how important our stories are. Quote, "If the two make peace and agree with each other in this one house, they will say to that mountain, 'Be removed,' and it shall move." I believe that when you combine 1, focused thought, with 2, the power of emotion, inside the one house, meaning inside one person, they combine to set up the required frequency to move mountains. So, set your RAs to look for what you want, and you'll discover that what you want has been looking for you and will start to move towards you. 3 key features of attracting what you want in your life. 1, a specific and detailed target built by your imagination. 2, heightened emotions of desire and gratitude. 3, a belief powered by expectation. Whilst we will look a little more into this in the chapter, your story is tuned to a frequency. This is the principle that runs throughout the whole book. And important parts of this overall picture are to be found in every chapter. There is a universal law of supply and demand. There is no problem with the supply, so the problem must be the demand. Take a blank sheet of paper now and fill out your order form. Take your time. Consider it to be a real order form that you will send to the suppliers. Make sure it contains all the details that you want delivered. Be specific. Start in this order. I want to be, I want to do, I want to have. Write these out in the present tense. I am, I do, I have. This exercise is for you. This is what you will become. This can and will, with consistency of effort, change your self-image and set up your cybernetics flight plan to ensure your success. Cause and effect. What is cause, and how does it result in effect? Cause is the basis for action to follow. We cannot operate outside of our character, our values, self-image for a prolonged period of time. Our character is rooted in our subconscious and forms our approach to life. Character, the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. In other words, our self-image. B. I am. This part will describe the character you want to become. Your I am chart will help you get started on this. Imagine yourself as the person you want to be. Loving, generous, confident, active, influential, wise, stable, humorous, friendly, productive, leader, faithful, etc. Expand on these words with examples of how you see yourself living out these character traits. A critical part of who you are or who you wish to become will be based on your values. This must be your starting point. What do you value? Family, career, self-respect, integrity, courage, honesty, education, love, friendship, hard work, success, fame, helping others, wealth, etc. Take your time. Give good consideration to this. Your values should determine your priorities, and deep down, they're probably the measure you use to tell if your life is turning out the way you want it to. When the things that you do and the way you behave match your values, life is usually good. You have feelings of being content. A personal value system is a set of principles or ideals that drive and guide your behaviors. Your personal value system gives you structure and purpose by helping you determine what is meaningful and important to you. It helps you express who you are and what you stand for. Core values are the fundamental beliefs you hold. These guiding principles dictate behaviors and will help you understand the difference between right and wrong. Personal values are the general expression of what is most important for you. A value expresses the worth of something, and in this case, what you categorically like and dislike. So, they are like categories for all your preferences in life. Personal values generally operate in the background and help you make decisions that you are comfortable with. A personal value statement is a concise and specific statement that outlines what you have established is most important to you. The better you define your personal values, the more capable you are of finding a life that is in harmony with those values. Look at people you admire. What do you think their values are? What can you learn from them? When you have compiled your personal value statement, then you have discovered what is your be. Do. I do. Describe here in detail what your heart's desire is to spend your time doing. That might be a job or a business, your mission, and also your home and social life. Don't just write headlines, write the whole story. Imagine the life you desire to live. What would it look like? Look at each area of your life in relation to that desire and see how it could all fit together. Is it in line with your values? Is it driven by your values? That's better. If you can conceive of the life you want to live and you can believe it, then I believe that you already have the basics on the inside of you to achieve it. The outside circumstances will always bend to meet a powerful decision you make on the inside to follow your desire. Can you imagine being an astronaut? No? Then it's not for you. Can you imagine standing up in front of hundreds of people speaking about a passion you have for something? Yes, maybe, but I would be scared. That's okay. If that thought can find a home on the inside of you, then the means to overcome the initial objections are also already on the inside of you, waiting to be developed. For now, all we are doing is setting out who you would like to become. Don't allow any barriers in to stop your dream. I'll explain later how you can bring those dreams into reality. Have. I have. Describe here the things you want as part of your life. Yes, you deserve them. The have part is third on the list for two reasons. 1. Because a lot of what we want to have will come as a natural consequence of the first two parts, and 2. Because sometimes what goes in here can be a distraction to the more important elements of our lives if we put them first on the list. We cannot successfully develop our do and have goals until we have tackled our be. Remember, as with the cornflakes theory, when we grow ourselves on the inside first, the other things will happen as a result. You might find it helpful to draw 3 columns on a page with the headings needs, wants, and wishes. Fill in as many into each column as you can. Set up the life you want in your imagination. Run it as a movie. See it and believe it. Your doubts and worries have no place there. Can you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Seek out the truth of who you can become, the best version of you, the unique you, the you that life circumstances, with all its challenges, has been building up to this point, the you that has an important part to play in the lives of others. When you do this, all those things you desire will be added to you. What you are looking for is looking for you. Survival is not a word, it's a sentence.